Hey YouTube, welcome back. Dwight's with me today.
Hi.
We want to do a video. We were just enjoying our morning coffee before we started on our chores. We want to do a video about the realities of living off the grid, pros and cons. This is going to be a two-part series. This is for people that are either on the fence of they're sitting in the city right now and they don't know if they should really do it. There's a lot of good information out there on the pros. Wouldn't you agree?
I do. I would say so.
But the cons, people don't really talk about the cons as much as they need to be. So we're going to do a two-part series. The first one is the pros, and there's 6 parts to it. We want to make sure that I hope people listen to the end of it, because number 6 is probably the most important one on the pros and the cons. So let's get started. You're away from the city. It's quiet. It's peaceful.
It's definitely peaceful. You don't hear all the city noises. You don't hear your neighbors. You don't hear all the sounds. It's very quiet. It's very relaxing.
You have more privacy. The privacy and the peacefulness and everything else includes, I guess, more freedoms, you could say.
You can't really have backyard chickens in an apartment.
I mean, you can, but there's just certain things you can do if you want to go outside and pee. You don't really have to worry about your neighbors. You know what I mean? It's just everybody. It's a lot more peaceful. And that comes down probably to my next thing: raising kids in the city compared to the rural area, the country area. It's so much better. It's
the negative influence isn't as prevalent, I should say, in the rural setting compared to the
they learn so much
the
more.
city out.
I mean, it's like having our oldest boy. He said the other day when we were planting our garden, he's like, kids can learn about this 1 or 2 times a day for a year going to school, but when you're living in a rural community,
you're the one responsible for taking care of it daily.
Yeah, it's such a pro, because they learn so much how to live life sustainable and actually be green instead of driving a Prius and saying I'm green. But I digress. Number 2, the electric. You can either do it cheap or you can do it expensive. What do you think a good pro is?
Control.
Yeah, you have.
You have to control. I mean, you're only going to have as much electricity as you want.
Yeah, and you don't really need it. Yeah, like off the grid with Doug and Stacy, they don't even use
any electricity, and they do just fine.
Yep, and then you have people like Pastor Joe Fox with Viking Preparedness. He has minimum amount too. He doesn't have a huge solar array or anything else, but he does just fine too. It's how much you want versus how much you need.
Yep, it always comes down to wants and needs, and you have to.
The pro of it, I think, one of the biggest things, what you were saying before about the control, is everybody else has power outages, but you don't.
We haven't. We have in a year and a half we've been doing this. We have never once had a power outage.
Yep, and we see people all the time freaking out, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, we're gonna lose power." And I'm just looking at them going, "Ha ha ha ha." I mean, not being arrogant or nothing, but it's kind of, it's awesome.
We are not reliable for someone else making our power. We do it.
And
if we don't do our power one day, we only have as much as stored up. That's it.
Yep, and our electricity bill goes up if we want to increase our more power supply. It doesn't go up just because they want to.
Because of peak
the government
hours.
says, yeah,
right.
It's like, whatever, dude. and if you're on strict medications, that's another thing. If you're on strict medications and you have to have a climate control, then you're under peak hours, exactly what you said. I mean, you're going to be paying double tier, triple tier for these prices, and you have to have this. A person like your grandpa.
Yep. Being on those meds, or people with diabetes, for instance, you have to have, your insulin chilled and cooled, and you're going to be paying 3 times as much because...
And the house has to be warm,
yep,
especially when they get home from the dialysis. Okay, number 3, wood heat. It's renewable. It always grows. I mean, the thing about these tiny houses that I like is the stove is actually small. So if you have a tree like that big one way over there, that thing, you could heat your house for almost a full winter just on that one tree. I mean, because we don't need big stoves for big houses, need big logs. Little stoves
for little houses need little logs.
So you have a bunch, and we.
But if your house is well insulated, that small stove is going to do just fine.
Yep.
And if you have a fan to circulate, just a small fan to circulate the air, it'll be
awesome.
even better.
Yep. You'll. Everybody would be like, "Oh, my house is so cold, dude. My house is so hot. I have to keep the windows open at night." And that's 20 degrees below zero. No, maybe not that. 0
no,
degrees.
it's probably about 10 to 0 degrees, I would say.
Yeah, where it gets really, really hot.
Yeah.
Because you're in between a climate change or a temperature change.
Mm-hmm.
Winter and fall versus winter and spring. It's two different things. And winter, so 3 different things. It gives you ashes. The wood that you burn, it gives you ashes, and there's so many things you can do with ashes. Like the gardeners back in the day, the people, the homesteaders and stuff, they would put their ashes up back in the garden, and it would just make the garden so green, and all that nitrogen and all the nutrients gets back into it, and you can make caustic out of it, so you can take the hair off of stuff.
You can also use it for a filtration system if you have to use it for water. Mm-hmm. You can filter your water through a layer of ash and sand and whatever else.
Charcoal.
Yep.
It's not ash, but it's charcoal.
Well,
but you may be the ash for, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's peaceful and I'd say tranquil.
Yeah.
When a nice cold winter day and you have a nice roaring fire, and if you have glass on their fireplace like we do, you can kick back or leave the door open, and it's very nice, very peaceful. Hot cocoa
or have coffee or whatever you like,
or whatever.
Yep.
Sitting in front,
listening to it cackling.
Yep. And maybe, I mean, that's just all you need. You don't need TVs. You don't need radios. I mean, we have them, but I mean, sometimes it's just good just to sit down and relax and think. Number 4 is water. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, sorry. Hello. Hi.
She dropped the phone. Water. I don't know about you guys, but living in a city, you never knew what your water was, what's inside of it. I mean, everybody bitches nowadays about their fluoride in their water and different chemicals they add and everything else. Well, here, it's what you have is what you have. There's different, I mean, you can filter it and everything else, get your water tested so you know exactly what you have. It's sustainable out here. We use multiple sources. Now we have 2. We have a well, and we have, if you want to show it, that house, there's a pump house right in there.
Yep.
And we're going to, when we tear down the house, we're going to keep that for our pump house. But we have a well, and we're going to put a hand pump in there.
Yep.
And then we have a rainwater catchment system.
And with the rainwater catchment system, you can collect it, and you can use it for all your outside chores. I mean, with your livestock, with your animals, you can use it for compost, you can use it for your garden.
Yep.
1,000 different,
It's from heaven.
Yep.
That's all I can say. But we eventually want to get a pond through here, and that'll be our third source of
water.
Which leads into, let me see, where am I at? We wrote a list. You know what you have, and with the pond, it also leads into our 5th thing, and that would be our food. Our food is our choice. What we plant here, what we garden. There's different suggestions of what you want to plant and everything else. So
but make sure you only grow what you're going to eat. I mean, not just use, but I mean, make sure you grow things if you have to barter things out or whatever. Make sure it's stuff that somebody's gonna want, not things that people can't use.
Yep. Or if you plant a field like that field right over there, and I want to announce something. That green field just right on the other side of our property, on the other side, we're gonna be buying that. The guy just bought it, but he said when we want to buy it, he's gonna sell it to us. But he plants rye there, and he just bales it up and he feeds it to his cattle and his sheep and stuff. But we're going to be acquiring that. So right on, we're going to have 3 properties now. But we're going to put a ranch. We're going to put a
Like a stable, like a horse stable.
3-stall stable, a little pond over there, and a couple fruit trees.
Yep.
And she wants a
goat.
No, for a tree.
Oh, I gotta have a big weeping willow.
Yeah, she wants that in the corner. So that's gonna be like our ranch area, I should say.
Yeah, our little farm area.
Yeah, so we can put all of our chickens and stuff over there. So over here we'll keep it nice, but it takes time. So where were we at? Foods. With our pond, once we get that in, we can put fish in there too. Tilapia is a really good one to use for this fish system. You guys can do a whole bunch of research. I know you guys have been, because there's a lot of stuff out there on this. We can regrow it. It's sustainable. You can barter it, like what she was saying. It's your choice on what you want, and if you don't like GMOs, you can plant it without GMOs. If you want heirlooms, we wanted to make sure that we had sustainable fruit trees. So all these trees that we cut down, yeah, they were nice and pretty and da-da-da-da.
But we're going to be giving back by planting more fruit trees and things like that, you know.
So we always have sustainable food coming in. We always want to have our food supply coming in and resupplying it itself to live sustainable. With today's technology, with electric and all these other things, you can live sustainable almost. We're not trying to be a recluse, but we're just trying to live more humbly, and because the bills keep on going up. The bills keep on going up for food. The bills keep on going up. But if they're starting to fight.
I know, I'm watching them.
Butt chests. But if
goofy girls.
Yeah.
But with the price of things going up, why not be able to take control of it yourself and grow and maintain and store and everything else? You know, you got to take control of what you want.
Yep. Lower your bills. That's the key. That's the key in life, is lower your bills.
Lower your bills,
so
and it'll increase your happiness, right?
Yeah. Now the last one, and we think it's the most important, and it's going to be on the most important on this one and on
the cons.
Yeah, the cons is friends, family, and acquaintances.
Yep.
The local community and neighbors, and this is what we've pretty much found out, what we've heard around YouTube too before. It's 100% accurate. Your local friends or your local neighbors and community are gonna, once they figure out what you're doing and you're actually going to do what you said you're gonna do, because it's a lot of hard work, people.
It is. It's a lot of hard work.
But they will help you out more so than
if they see you helping yourself, they will be willing to lend a helping hand at the drop of a dime.
Yep. And
but
I
if you're not helping,
stress it enough.
Yeah, but if you're not helping yourself and you're looking for everyone else to do it for you, they're gonna say,
nope.
"Sorry, buddy, learn on your own."
Yep. But it's unreal the amount of support that we got around here from our.
Oh, we have a huge support system.
It's just from everything you guys could think of, to fixing cars, to, just everything.
Yeah, just every little bit of advice on how to raise chickens, how to do gardening. Yeah, how to can. I've got women in this town waiting for me to learn to go can. And that's coming.
Everybody's willing to teach.
Yeah.
And it's gospel. I don't even know how it's godlike.
It's
and that's what we like.
It's really refreshing.
Yep.
Because you can tell that's how it used to be. And nowadays, too many people are stuck with their heads down, asses up, and they forget to get back to their community, to their people.
Yeah, you want a real, I guess people could call it real volunteerism, but they're not even volunteering. They're just doing what is right, as morally right. They're just being good people. Yep.
But
that wraps it up for the pros. The pros, what we can say about the pros are only what you're going to put into it. That's and what's really funny about this list, the cons is there's a lot more. I don't know if subconsciously would be even a good word for it, but there's more cons than there are pros. But this is like an oxymoron also. But the pros outweigh the cons 1,000,000,000 to 1. If that makes any sense.
They do. When it comes to the pros versus the cons, there might be a few more cons right at first, but the end result, it's so much more rewarding. I mean, it's so much.
It's like a relationship.
Yeah.
You're going to go
have
through
to
some hard
work on
times.
it.
You're going to have to go through some hard times, but after a while, that thing purrs like a little kitten.
Right, and this thing is on its way to purr, and I mean, it really is. We've come
takes
really,
time.
really far, yeah. And
It takes a lot of time. If you don't have all the money up front, and I'm kind of glad we didn't have the money
Yeah.
up front, because we would have made some stupid choices, because
We
we would
would've-
have listened to everybody else.
Yep, and we would have set things in a permanent area, and we wouldn't have liked it.
Yep.
That's one thing about doing it paycheck to paycheck, and when you know what I mean, you can do things.
Slow.
Yep, take your time, make sure where you're putting things, that's where you want them. Because once you put things down, you don't want to have to rip that up again to take it somewhere else.
Yep. So you got.
So,
So thanks for listening, guys. I hope this helps some people out that are on the fence right now, or they're about ready to jump into the pool heads hand over fist. I suggest you do it, don't you?
yeah, I would. I mean, like I said.
The only way to do it is to do it.
Yep.
Quit talking about it. Just do it.
And don't get scared by the doubt.
Yep.
Really. Because if you get scared by the doubt, you're just going to second guess yourself. Just go balls to
Psych
the
yourself
wall.
out.
Just do it. Just make it happen.
See that pool and run and jump and do a fucking cannonball. Kaspoosh. No, thanks for watching though, guys. If you're not a subscriber, why don't you go ahead and do so. We're going to have a whole bunch more videos coming. The next video, of course, we're going to post up will be the cons. But I want to get this one off to you guys. And go ahead, like it, share it. Help somebody out if they need some help with this. The next one is going to be probably the most important video on the pros and cons, because it's going to be the reality, the harsh reality of things that people don't talk about on YouTube. So hopefully you guys check that out, and thanks. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.